Jimmy is in charge of running his run-of-the-mill mom-and-pop diner. His main aspiration is to become very wealthy by eventually becoming the CEO of a major food chain. But for over 20 years, he's primarily served his shrinking community while striving to remain within his comfort zone. Leonidas, on the other hand, cranked it up to 11. He risked it all with an expensive loan 5 years ago and opened his first 2 burrito restaurants downtown. He also went heavy with marketing, risking all his life's worth to boost his market share. Meanwhile, he also came up with clever burrito recipes. He opened 10 more shops, one after the other. And now he's turning his burrito business into a franchise. Jimmy and Leo had the same goals, but guess who succeeded? This is the same point upon which Grant Cardone's famous book, The 10X Rule, will revolve. With that, I'll let Alfie take it away.
Hey guys, in this video, we'll give you a summary of Cardone's book, touted high-key as one of the most inspiring works of modern entrepreneurship. After watching this book summary, we're confident that you'll have a starkly different outlook on approaching your fiendish business activities. So, stick around, for you just might surprise yourself. No kizzy. So, you probably heard a million times the old boomer saying, Rome wasn't built in one day. This expression slaps hard in business management, and while it has its grain of truth, it's frequently employed as an excuse to justify procrastination. Sheesh! Many of us were led to believe that we could attain our bigger goals through the slow but safe path. Seems kinda sus if you ask me. However, as the business savage Cardone would put it, ordinary actions won't bring extraordinary outcomes. Just as gold won't materialize out of thin air, you won't reach your highest ideals if you only perform ordinary tasks. Cardone is also straight bussin' on the importance of embracing your problems instead of running away from them. No cap, this is not an easy feat. By applying the 10X rule set out by my man's Cardone to its fullest, you'll undoubtedly acquire a new mentality. This new top G mindset will help you through the most difficult problems you'll encounter in your Sigma quest for success. You may run into a hell of a time, but you ultimately won't regret it. Now, for the purposes of this summary, we will try to break down this absolute unit of a book as follows. Number 1, what the 10X rule is. Number 2, why average is bad. Number 3, why you should love your problems. Number 4, why you ought to commit first and figure out later. Number 5, how to move beyond competition. And number 6, how success is ultimately up to you. Without further ado, let's initiate Goblin Mode and get right into it. Starting with point number 1, what the 10X rule is all about. In a nutshell, we can express the 10X formula like this. 10X target equals 10X problems equals 10X actions. I think this premise is valid, but it helps if I can give us just a short example. So imagine you have a shoddy over and she wants a cake. To bake a cake, your target, you must find all the necessary ingredients, which would represent your problems. So you mine enough Bitcoin and buy and mix them according to the recipe. These would be your actions. Now imagine you have 10 shotties over and they each want a piece of cake. Now your target is to bake 10 cakes. Now at this point, you'll need to multiply the number of ingredients, problems, by 10. Apply that multiplier also to the actions you're going to have to put in to get those 10 cakes. Well, the same happens with every other aspect of our life, including our business endeavors. But Cardone slaps down another vital point. While bigger goals create more chunky challenges, they also bring more excitement and passion into what you're doing. This would motivate you further, big time hyping up your chances of succeeding. However, buying more dough to bake more cookies is not enough, as we'll see shortly. Point number 2, average is bad. According to Cardone, we should avoid underwhelming goals that are too easy to achieve. Cardone hammers this home throughout his book. Man's is hella woke. He knows setting more goals is not sufficient. They have to be enticing. Going back to the example we just made, maybe instead of baking 10 cakes, you'd actually want to come up on a serious bag and open a legit bakery. That might not sound like such a giant leap for most entrepreneurs, but it is when compared to baking just one cake. Not to mention being able to rizz up a whole community of dessert-loving shoddies. Moreover, average goals are mediocre goals. Mediocre goals are not exciting, not challenging, and feel too small for you. When a goal is too easy to achieve, you don't sense the urge to up the ante and stunt on fools in the game. You won't feel that gremlin drive to remove the obstacle that stands between you and the life you've always dreamed of. This is the crux of Cardone's fire argumentation. Aim for something larger than yourself and lock onto it. Do whatever it takes, even if you have to crawl or claw your way through. Simply put, Cardone's mindset isn't cut out for simps. This will segue into Cardone's next weirdly simple point. In the meantime, if you are enjoying this piece, don't forget to smash that thumbs up button. Also, subscribe to our channel and click on the bell so you get notified every time we post more savage educational content like this. Let's get right back to the video with point number 3. Love your problems. In fitness, the gym bros have a saying that goes, no pain, no gain. I personally think this is absolute facts. Bodybuilders reach their caloric deficits and muscle mass sometimes through excruciating pain. No cap, as they produce those lactates. They feel that burning sensation hits different through literally every fiber of their being. Still, they enjoy every second of it, knowing that, in the process, they're reaching their fitness milestones. Conversely, lazy simps will always try to push this zesty narrative that you must avoid suffering at all costs. To them, suffering is evil, and you must flee from every scenario where it might be present. These are the Jimmies of the world. Don't be a Jimmy. As my G, Leonidas, preaches, the reality is that you'll always face problems, whether you like it or not. Moreover, by dodging problems, you also confront new ones. So why not embrace those that would give you higher returns when subdued? Problems are like meals. The bigger the problem you eat, the stronger you and your business will get. Transform yourself into something larger than the problems you face, rather than shying away from them. Point number 4. Commit first and figure it out as you go. I'm sure you've heard this many times over. Think before you commit. Not gonna lie, I think this is low-key trash advice, especially in the business world. In the metaverse, there are a gazillion ways that a business idea might go wrong, and it won't matter how many fail-safes you try to come up with. While it's a good idea to have a general plan, Cardone suggests not trying to outthink it, as this will only spiral into an infinite web of potential problems to think about, and you won't get anything done. Commit to plan and cross all your proverbial bridges as you reach them. If you wait a week until you have everything figured out, it will be a week too late. In this day and age of the speedy internet, some sussy e-boy can just scoop your whole bag if you're caught lacking. Point number 5. Move beyond competition. Cardone goes on to say that in order to be successful, you must not compete. But how can that be? How can we attain anything if we don't strive to be better than our competition? Well, here's what Cardone really means. To be successful, don't compete. Dominate. Be the market. Be the puppet master who finesses the trend instead of following it. Have others try to compete with you. This happens quite a lot in the business world. Icons like Steve Jobs are famous for being Sigma trendsetters and having other absolute fiends try to be like him or surpass him. But those are the examples you must follow. Cardone says very unapologetically that competition is for sissies. This may sound facetious, but it's a truth that hits like a heavy truck. Point number 6. Make yourself responsible for your own successes and failures. Cardone brings up a final, yet not less critical aspect of building a successful business. Venture owners get completely rinsed of potential profits, thinking that their problems are not a product of their own decisions, or that if someone else succeeded, they were just lucky to be at the right place at the right time. There may be an element of that for sure. Nonetheless, you should always think that if something happens, it'll be up to you completely, G. You must take full responsibility for the success or failure of your venture, and not make excuses like, "Oh, X company just beat me to it," or "My shoddy keeps me busy with Netflix and chill." If that gives you peace of mind, remember, peace of mind will not grant you success in the grand scheme of things. The longer you deny responsibility for your failures, the harder it'll be to get back on track. As a result, your dreams will not materialize. No fancy whips, no fat cribs, just barely enough bread. Things won't just work themselves out without your hustle. Let us conclude by summing up Cardone's main ideas. Idea number 1. What the 10x rule is all about. Remember, 10x target equals 10x problems equals 10x actions. Idea number 2. Average is bad. Aim for something larger than yourself and lock onto it. Idea number 3. Love your problems. See problems as opportunities because of the benefits gained from solving them. Idea number 4. Commit first and figure it out as you go. Follow your plan and solve obstacles as you encounter them. Idea number 5. Move beyond competition. To be successful, don't compete, dominate. And finally, idea number 6. Make yourself responsible for your own successes and failures. Don't blame anyone else for your failures. Instead, learn from them and improve in the future. So that wraps up our book summary of Grant Cardone's 10x rule. This book could appear a bit unorthodox and unhinged to most conservative business Karens. In our view, it's a bold wake-up call for people hopelessly waiting to stumble across a serious 10x bag. If you are stuck in the same old baby steps approach, this book is straight up going to help you level up. Don't settle for just what you achieved so far. This book will help you push past your limits and take your mental game to new heights. Follow Grant's 10x rule and stay committed to your plan until you crush your goals. So, what do you think? Do you agree with Daddy G? Or do you think he's low-key stepping out of line? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe for more dope content like this.